الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على سيد المرسلين أما بعد. Today is Seerah number 9. And today we are going to talk about the flood. And there was a big flood when the Prophet ﷺ was 35 years old. How old was he?
35.
Yeah, it's kind of like my age.
I said 1 year younger.
He was 35 years old, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and as we have drawn on the board, there was a big flood. What do you think happened when there was a big flood, Muhammad?
The Kaaba got
Muhammad?
The Kaaba got destroyed.
The Kaaba got destroyed. So the
That was the plan when he got elephants. He wanted to destroy the
No,
Kaaba.
that's very good. That's very good.
And
But
it is a done.
No, but that's what happened. Listen. Listen. After the Kaaba got destroyed, the people of the Quraysh, they didn't know what to do. That's exactly what they said, Muhammad.
But
That's
I
very
know
clever.
what to do, but we know what to do.
Wait, sit down.
I know what
Sit
to
down.
do.
Wait, stop
We
talking.
can fix it.
Wait, stop talking. That's what the Quraysh said. What shall we do? Shall we fix it or shall we not fix it? Okay,
it.
listen. If we touch the Kaaba, what happened to Abraha? What happened to Abraha? What happened to Abraha?
He died.
He came looking to touch the Kaaba and to move the bricks and things like that. What happened to him?
destroy it.
And Allah didn't like that action. So now the Quraysh said, there's a big flood in Mecca. Now we won't be able to touch the Kaaba and the Kaaba has been destroyed. So most of them said, no, we're not doing anything. We are not doing anything. But guess what happened? There was a man and his name was Al-Walid ibn Mughira. What was his name?
And then he
Walid
broke the
ibn-
brick.
No, he didn't break the bricks. What he did is he started getting his shovel and he started digging next to the Kaaba and he started moving the bricks. And then they said, well, Al-Walid has done it. He's very brave, but we don't know if he's going to get punished or not. So let's wait and see what happens. So they waited. Next day, Walid was fine. So guess what?
What?
The whole Quraysh started working to develop the Kaaba again after it had been destroyed. Now each group had a different side they were looking at. So one group family looked at that side, another family looked at that side, another family looked at the other side, another family looked at the other side, and they were building it. But guess what? There was a problem. You know their money from...
Blackstone.
1 minute. There was a problem with Quraysh. You know the Quraysh?
What?
Were they good Muslims or they were not Muslims?
No.
Yeah, and what they did is that they were sometimes doing things which were not very good. Their money wasn't very good. Sometimes they used to steal people's money. So what they said, we cannot build the Kaaba with stolen money. Allah will definitely not like that. So guess what they did?
What?
Instead of building the whole Kaaba, that's how it was before, it was proper all one. What they did is they built a semicircle thing here for the area where they couldn't continue building. So basically, so pretend that used to be the house of Ibrahim. That one that he built, and once it got broken down, they only had enough to get up to here, but Ibrahim's house came up to here, for example. So what they said is what we need to do is have a small wall which will then show that this was part of the original Kaaba. So that's what they did. But then guess what? There's a big problem. A really big problem. Muhammad, guess what?
The Blackstone.
What about the Blackstone? What happened about the Blackstone?
That one family had to say, no, this way, no, this way.
Yeah.
No, this.
They all started fighting and arguing until they were really about to start fighting, and there was going to be another war over the Black Stone. Because each family, remember, each family had a different side of the Kaaba. So
Yeah,
there's one
not
family
the
here,
shade
one
of
family here,
Blackstone.
one family there, one family there. So each family is saying, no, we want the Black Stone on our side. And then the other family said, we want the Black Stone on our side. And then the other family said, no, well, we want the Black Stone on our side. Then, instead of getting into a fight and argument, one of them came with an idea. What was his idea? He said, the next person who comes into the house, into the masjid, he's going to decide. And that's it. And they said, okay, that's it. That Allah will then take care of it. And guess who it was? Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam. Sallu Nabi. Yeah, he came inside and he said, "What's going on?" And they said, they got happy actually when they saw Muhammad. They said, "We couldn't think of anybody who is better than Muhammad to decide where the black stone should go." Why do you think they said that?
Because Muhammad was a prophet.
No, he wasn't a prophet yet. He was only 35. He's not a prophet yet.
But they're
He's
the most trustworthy.
Yes, exactly. That's what I was going to say. What do they call him? They called him Al-Amin.
Al-Amin.
Exactly. And not only that, he, sallallahu alayhi wasallam, was somebody who was praised in everything. That's what his name was, Muhammad. So now they said, "Yes, Allah, we are happy. Allah, we are happy. You are the one that has chosen who will decide where the black stone will go, and you are the one." So they became really happy and they started saying thank you to Allah as well. Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam told them to get a cloth, and a really big cloth, and all of them held on to the cloth, and he was the one, together with them, who put the black stone where it is today. So the door is there, and the black stone today is there, because that is the place where Ibrahim actually put it, alayhi salam. What do we learn from this story, Saleh? What do you think we learn from this story? That's the end of the story. And in tomorrow's lesson now, we're going to actually start talking about how the Prophet ﷺ actually began with revelation. Yeah. Sit down. Saleh, sit down, please. Now, I'm asking you a question. This was the story of the flooding and the building of the Kaaba. What do we learn from this story? Go on then.
That it wasn't just built by one prophet.
Yeah, oh, that's good. That's good benefit. Thank you. What did you learn from the story, Muhammad?
That there was a flood.
That there was a flood, yes, but what did we learn from the flood?
The Kaaba break.
Yeah, the Kaaba does get
And
broken.
then they saw a black stone.
Yeah.
And then they said, "Hey, that's mine. No, that's mine."
Yeah.
No. And then
So what does that tell us? That tells us we are not allowed to fight with each other.
Yeah.
And we have to be nice to each other. And even if people have a different idea to you, you can't be mean to them. And even if a person has a different religion maybe, you can't be mean to them. You have to be nice. And you have to make people understand what you think is the right way. What else do we learn from this? We learned that Muhammad ﷺ came to stop people from fighting, not to make people fight. Muhammad ﷺ came to teach people nice words, not to make people to say bad words. The Prophet ﷺ came to keep the Kaaba and the Masjid of Allah protected and nice, and a place where Tawheed should be, not a place where there should be shirk and people not being nice. What don't you get?
It's something not connected to the lessons.
Oh, okay. What else do we learn from the story of the flood? Yeah, that's one. Go on then.
That everyone could trust the Prophet.
Yeah, oh, that's good. So now when you do good deeds, people will trust you and they'll say, yeah, this guy's a good guy. Okay, so these are just some of the lessons from the flood. Tomorrow we will look at the first revelation. هذا والله أعلم. هذا والله أعلم. وصلى اللهم على نبينا محمد. Saleh. Muhammad, press the button.